In today's presentation, I will be dealing with the historical development of governance. Before dealing with historical development of governance, it is very significant to analyze the context of governance in Nepal according to the constitution. So our constitution says something about the federalism, something about federal governance of Nepal. Our constitution has says that in its article number 4, our constitution declares that Nepal is Federal Democratic Republic country. So this phrase, Federal Democratic Republic, has been the combination of federal, democratic, and republics. That Federal Democratic Republic, our country is now Federal Democratic Republic country. This is what our constitution in article number 4 says. Then similarly, article number 56 of the constitution argues the fact that the main structure of Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal shall be of 3 levels. That is the federation, that is called union, federation, state, provincial, and local level. So even article number 56, along with article number 4, article number 56 also vividly describes the fact that Nepal's governance is guided by federalism. And according to Article 232.1, it says that the 3-tier government, this tier mean level, the 3-level government of Nepal shall have to work in cooperative, coexistence, and coordination fashion. It means that there should not be competition and very antagonistic relationship, enemy type of relationship between the 3-level government. There should be cooperation between one government and another government. Coexistence and coordination, they should have to help each other. The 3-level government has to collaborate, cooperate, and coexist with each other. This is what our constitution argues. Okay, so this is what our constitution says about governance system of Nepal. Then regarding the historical concept of governance in Nepal, not in Nepal but around the world, so it shows that in the past time, when this earth was created through Big Bang theory. Some scientists argues that this earth was created through Big Bang theory, that is propounded by Albert Einstein. Similarly, there is religious theory which argues that this earth is created by God. So Christians argue that this earth is created by Parmeshwar, and even Hindus argues that this earth was created by Brahma, and Muslims believes upon Allah. No matter what type of origin the earth is, we have to know that when there was the development of human beings, when there was the evolution of human beings, even human beings when appeared in this earth, slowly and gradually they quested for some leaders. It means that governance started from the same time when this earth came into existence. When the earth came into existence, at the same time, politics, governance, administration system started from the same time. So it goes to the ages back. This governance system that we are practicing at the present, though these types of governance system like federalism was not there, we know these things, these are the very new political theories. But in the past time also, people search for some leaders, and that leader has to rule the clan, that is called clan Zundaru. That clan was ruled by some leader. That type of ruling is called governance system. Governance system is ruling others in a very, very effective and efficient manner. So this first point clarifies the fact that governance system appeared, bloomed in the past. It is not the new thing. Everyone has governing power. That governance system was applied in the past also, even in the absence of constitution, even in the absence of laws, people were practicing governance system. Everyone is practicing their governance system. If we are too much very sad, and we don't help others, then we are also practicing autocratic governance system. If we help others, if we are too much friendly, if we are too much sociable and extrovert, then we are following democratic governance system. So we can say that this teacher is very democratic, this teacher is autocratic. That is also one type of governance system. If we if we narrow down the broader concept of governance system, we can say that that autocratic government, democratic governance, similarly autocratic friend, democratic friend can also be imposed if we apply the theoretical concept of governance in the practical life of other aspects also. By the same token, it is Plato who in his book Republic, it is the book Republic that was published around 350 BC. It means that this book was published before 2300 years ago. So even in that time, it is Plato who wrote the book called Republic. So in this book, he has defined about the politics. Plato was a well-known writer. He has also written other books like Poetics and Literature. There is very good contribution of Plato in literature also. And he is not only literary writers, he is also philosophers. So his duty is to interpret the society. So in the book Republic, Plato has described that citizens are supreme factor. The political leaders must have to help, assist, and collaborate with the citizens. That is why Plato also points out the significance of citizens' supremacy and governance. Plato always focuses on the supremacy of people. He was following the footstep of helping the people. He was trying to provide some civic knowledge to the people. So Plato is his ideas are also too much contributory regarding the governance system of Nepal. That is why we cannot neglect the idea of Plato. Similarly, Plato's disciple Aristotle, Plato's student Aristotle also valorizes the rule of law, obedience of constitution, and execution of law. He said that he valorizes, he praises the rule of law and obedience of constitution and execution of law. In the past time also, Plato and his students, both of them valorizes rule of law. Both of them were trying to establish good governance in that Greek society. Even in the past time, these two philosophers practiced democratic form of government, though they were not politicians, but by their articles, by their writing, by their speech, by their book, they were trying to advise the rulers of that time that they must be people-centric, they must be citizen-centric, they must be accountable and transparent. These types of advices were suggested by these teacher and the students, Plato and Aristotle. Then it is Magna Carta that was promulgated in 1215 AD. This also focuses on people representative, parliamentary supremacy, and abolishing autocratic regime. So Magna Carta Libertatum also focuses on people representative. It means that there should be election, then parliamentary supremacy, they believed upon parliament, and abolishing, ending autocratic regime. That is why this Magna Carta is also supposed to be one of the very significant aspects regarding the governance in the world. So it is Magna Carta for the first time in the history of Nepal, in the history of not Nepal, but in the world, this Magna Carta established citizen supremacy. It believes upon the parliament, it believes upon the legislature, it believes on the ending of autocracy. That is why the king and the people, they signed one document that is called Magna Carta. It has too much impact upon the British legal system even at the present time. We know that Great Britain doesn't have any written law, and this Magna Carta's ideas, the ideas of Magna Cartas, the philosophy of Magna Cartas, the logic of Magna Cartas even has been practiced at present in Great Britain. That is why Britain doesn't feel the lack of law even at the present time, because so many aspects related to good governance, rule of law, transparency, accountability, responsibility, everything is inherent in that Magna Carta. Then Declaration of Rights and Petition of Rights, then and Bill of Rights. These three entities also supported on the supremacy of parliament. Parliament must be given some power. That is why these books were advocating parliamentary supremacy, because it is parliament who selects president. It is parliament who selects prime minister. It is parliament who can remove the president and even those prime ministers from the post by using the motion of no confidence, and their motion of confidence also supports the prime minister and other ministers so that they can stay in their rule for a longer time. If parliamentarians provide negative vote or motion of no confidence, then there is the death of government. The government will end at the same time. That is why this parliamentary supremacy was vigorously focused by these three laws. Then it is a French philosopher Montesquieu in 1748 AD. He opined the concept of power separation. This power separation is the concept which argues that power and authority must be divided between and among three organs of government. We know that legislature, executive, and judiciary are the three organs or entities of the government. And among these three organs, there should be the separation of power. Power should not only be possessed by executive, power should not only be possessed by judiciary, and power should not only be possessed by those legislature. There must be division of power among those entities. That is called power separation. And similar to the idea of Montesquieu, it is John Adams who juxtapose the concept of balance of power. Balance of power means there should be appropriate balance of power among those judiciary, legislature, and executive. So these two ideas, power separation and balance of power, is associated with the ideas of judiciary, legislature, and executive. They must check each other. If executive, if prime minister and other ministers are going on wrong track, then it is the duty of legislature to track that type of ministers. It is the duty of judiciary to track that type of minister who is going out of track. So this is what we know as power separation. And similarly, even if the Chief Justice of Supreme Court goes against the rules, goes against the people's desire, then at the same time, it is legislature who can use the impeachment power, that Mahabhig power, and that Chief Justice can be removed from the post. That is called power separation or balance of power. So this is these ideas of power separation and balance of power was very significant pillar of governance. This established governance in a very good manner. Good governance, this is also called one of the very characteristics of good governance. Then the Declaration of Independence that was promulgated in 1776, it hints the concept of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Even if you can download the Constitution of America, the same thing is written: life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Even this phrase, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, was even defined by that Abraham Lincoln. It is Abraham Lincoln who also used these terms when he was president. Even this term was used by another leaders. His name was Martin Luther King. He was also in his speech, "I have a dream." He also quoted this life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness every time. Martin Luther King argues that in America, it is Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln who regarded that in America, people has life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. The people who stay in America are the people who are Americans. They have to enjoy life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness without any impartiality. So this concept of life, liberty, and pursuit of governance is happiness is related to good governance. And this life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness makes the life very sweet and wonderful. If we have life, if we have liberty, And if we are very happy, then what things we need more than this? So Declaration of Independence, that was published in 1777. So you can study this text also. I have downloaded this text, and it is very wonderful to study this text. And it describes that Americans are destined to possess life, liberty, and happiness. And this quotation has been then applied, or then this quotation has been applied and used by many political leaders of the world. But for the first time, it was used by Thomas Jefferson in 1777. So life, liberty, and concept of pursuit of happiness is another standpoint of governance system. Why it is related to governance system is because governance system is about the rule, about ruling the nation, ruling the state. And if we rule the state in a very good manner, then there is the result of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Another significant, very remarkable historical concept of governance is the French Revolution of 1789. That French Revolution of 1789, French Revolution occurred in 1789. The main slogan of French Revolution was life, liberty, and brotherhood. This revolution went against the monarchy during that time. During that time, France was ruled by the kings, monarchs. They were too much autocratic. They were too much guided by nepotism and favoritism. They believed upon their relatives. Instead of people, they focused upon their relatives. Instead of the people in the margin, they focused upon their relatives and close friends. That is why in 1789, the people went against the king. The people of France, for the first time, the head of the king was beheaded. That was cut down. Beheading means cutting head. So in that time, the king was given guillotine punishment. Guillotine punishment means the act of beheading the head. The act of cutting the head is called beheading. So these evidences, this historical movement shows that if king goes against the freedom of the people, if king goes against the life, liberty, and brotherhood of the people, if anyone goes against the life of the people, then people will not leave that person, either that is king or God, no matter who the person is. If the person is very much autocratic, if the person is very much like a dictator, then people will not leave that type of person, that type of ruler. They have to, like in the context of Nepal also, we kicked ranas, we kicked kings, we kicked panchayat. Even if such types of leader comes, we'll throw them from their chair, we'll throw them from the rule. So this French Revolution justifies the fact that the dictators, the anarchic rulers are destined to leave their rule, because their domination, exploitation are not tolerated by the people. So this is very remarkable movement in the history of the world. Then American Constitution of 1787, France को 1789 को Constitution, then Switzerland को 1848, India को 1949. These Constitution, these very big countries, these major countries promulgated Constitution, and when they promulgated Constitution, they also described about the governance system. Similarly, governance system was systematic from the same time. Then A.B. Dice's text, The Introduction to the Study of the Constitution, which was published in 1885, this text also described that no one can monopolize the power. No one can use power in his or her own way. Power is not like monopoly. Power should be eliminated. Power should not be there, because that very inactive power, very ruthless power can harm the citizens' progress. This book describes the supremacy of the Constitution, supremacy of rule of law. There should be rule of law. Everyone has to follow the rule of law. No one is above the law. So this book is very significant. Then it is establishment of UN in 1945. So that also defined the global concept of governance. Similarly, UDHR, or Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948, it has provided so many tons of rights, human rights to the people of the world. Likewise, liberalization, new public management and public administration, globalization has also good impact upon the present concept of governance. So now in today's class, we discuss about the historical concept of historical development of governance, how the governance system started from the past and in what manner it is going at the present. We discuss these things. Other things will be discussed later on. Have a good day. Thank you.